Hello, friends. Thanks for joining me. I know I say the following phrases quite a lot: the most comfortable, one of the best, one of the prettiest. I use those words a lot, and I am aware of that. But obviously, in my collection, I have knives that I really enjoy. In the in the sea of thousands and thousands of knives that are out there that continue to come out from various manufacturers. I select the ones that really sing and speak to me. Here's a great example of a knife that's also up there in my list of favorite folders. Wow, what a nice design. What a strong folder. What a pretty folder. Okay, this is the Cold Steel Bush Ranger, a knife that I recently acquired. It's been out for some time. This came out from Cold Steel way before they got bought by GSM Outdoors. I'm intrigued to see what that acquisition brings. According to Link Thompson, that's not going to change a lot. Apparently, they have a lot more leverage for production, for putting up production items quicker and at a larger scale. We'll see where that goes. Back to the topic, though. This came out before that acquisition, and it's just one of those golden designs from Lynn Thompson and Cold Steel. So it's just so well put together, so comfortable. It's based on a fixed blade from the company from the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen pictures of it. I would love to secure one day. They seem to go for really high prices, though, like higher than $190, $200. No way I'm gonna pay that much money for that knife, although it seems quite nice. It's got the same design handle, that's Kraton, but the overall shape is the same as what you find in this folder here called the Bush Ranger. Cool name, right? I would always desire a smaller font on the way Cold Steel uses their lettering on the blade, but it's a little bit better than some other designs. Okay, so this knife review is not going to be heavy on specs. It's going to be kind of heavy on opinion and just thoughts on the design. But real quick, this is extremely important. What's the blade length? Just tell me that, right? Well, it's 3.54 inches. Okay, that's what it measures. 4 millimeters, about 5.7 ounces in weight. That's just under 6. For a 4 millimeter 3.5 blade, that's what you would expect. There are no liners, no metal inside the handle. This is pure brown G10. It's nicely radiused, nicely rounded in the right places, and the shape of the handle is well thought out as well. So what do we have here? Let's begin with the blade. Aesthetically, it's not the most attractive, if you were to ask me. I don't tend to like false edges on the top, but functionally that serves the purpose. It gives you more penetration. Not for any tactical applications, that's not my cup of tea. However, it would definitely work better with the false edge than without it. But it gives it strength. It gives some strength to the tip, and you can see that because the tip strength on the knife is quite noticeable. Okay. However, removing the swedge, everything else is well done. The grind lines are executed perfectly. I wouldn't call it thin, definitely not thin behind the edge, but I wouldn't call it thick behind the edge either. This is a lot thicker behind the edge, for example. The SR1, a little bit longer blade, about 2 ounces heavier. This is not that thick. This cuts well. And so the overall design of the blade itself is quite nice. The thumb plate allows you to do that Emerson catch as you deploy it from the pocket. I don't often use that feature, but I know it works. I've used it in many other Cold Steel models, but I'm not used to using it, so I'm not gonna speak too much about it. I use the thumb plate as a regular deployment, as you would a thumb stud, and it works well there. It works well. I normally prefer a thumb stud than that, but I'm not gonna pick on that too much. It may interfere as you're cutting. On some types of material, it's kind of almost in the way of where the edge begins, not as much as in other designs that I've seen. Quick note on the blade performance, the steel performance. I'm really impressed by S35VN. The way Cold Steel does it, it's working for me. It's working for me. I have a video out where I'm banging the 8010 from Cold Steel for 7 minutes on a 2x4, just hammering with another piece of wood for 7 minutes, and that baby just cut paper really nicely after the test. Really nice work on the steel performance. I don't have many other models in S35, so I'm still learning its capabilities. So far, I like it. I like it a little bit more than OS10A, which has really impressed me. I really like that steel as well. Okay, easy to sharpen. That's what caught my attention. I didn't know S35 could be so easy to sharpen. Definitely easier than S30. That's noticeable because I have some Spyderco blades where it's not as easy to put that nice edge back on. To the handle now. Wow, what a color. Let's put it on my dark brown floors. These are tiles, it's not wood. Such a nice color, guys. I really like it. Really like it. It's a darker brown. It goes well with the Bush naming, perhaps the Ranger as well. It may be a good time to compare it to some other Cold Steel and some other designs that I have that are interesting and have could be good comparisons. So let's begin. I already showed you the SR1. This is a 4-inch, exactly on the dot 4-inch blade, a little bit longer, a little bit heavier. 4.5 millimeters of thickness, so it is stouter. Really great design. You don't get the same curves. As you can tell, the handle is designed a little bit different, but I like the approach of the green, the OD green, the thickness of the G10, and the overall comfort. Comfort level, not as high as this though. A little bit square. Then we have the Cold Steel Voyager. This knife is about half the price, not as fancy, not as durable material perhaps, a little bit chunkier as well. Actually, not as much, it's about the same. Okay, so the Voyager, it's a lot less money. It's still very well put together action-wise, but you know, once you depress the button here, there's not a lot of resistance compared to what you have here. So the quality begins to emerge once you dive deeply into some of the details. But don't take anything away from the Voyager. I really like the design. It's never gonna go anywhere. That's sporting that OS10A steel that I really like. Okay, and finally, actually, how about the Benchmade Bug Out? Gives you a size reference. A lot smaller knife, right? There we go. And finally, just because it's also using an interesting color, the Spyderco Goddard in the Sprint Run OD Green variant. One of my absolute favorite knives. Fantastic. So what's fantastic as well about the Bush Ranger? Number one, the solidity that you get when you grab it and you grasp it hard. This knife is really strong. The handle is so strong, there's absolutely no flex. The G10 scales are so thick, the slabs are thick, contoured, very robust feeling knife for having no liners. That impressed me. The pocket clip, it's actually quite a nice surprise. Yes, it's too down on the handle. I would always prefer a deeper carry, but it's subdued. Yeah, it seems to be bead blasted, right? And it's a different design than what you normally get in Cold Steels. It's not that crazy tight. It's got a good balance of. It's got a good balance overall. I like it. I just wish it was a lot deeper. Good luck trying to find deep carry clips for your Cold Steel. It's as if people are not interested in doing that. Okay, so why do I like it? It just feels so great. And then the way the handle slopes down, this little beak that you get at the end, the contouring happens at the right places, as you can see here. This reminds me of the BK16 from the execution of the handle in this pinky area. Okay, so quick thoughts, guys. I'm gonna stop real soon. I may do some heavy cutting. I actually attempted to cut some wood, and I wasn't super impressed on the slicing performance. That echoes my feelings with the SR1 as well. That's how I felt about the SR1. The Voyager, the 8010, tended to cut a lot better on wood. But what you get here is just a very strong piece. Trial lock. Can't believe that I haven't folded the knife. I don't think I folded it during the whole review. So how's the action? Very smooth. It gives you a very solid lock up. Does it free drop if you care about that? Yes, it does. Careful you don't cut yourself as you're coming down. Okay, look, hear that. Check that out. Surprisingly, the sound is a lot different than what you get on the SR1. This sounds different. I think there's a lot more tension as it closes. All right, guys. It's already 10 minutes. I really wanted to put this in front of the camera, get your thoughts on it, get your mind thinking. I'm really impressed. What a folder! What a folder! It's a perfect hiking companion. I don't think I can beat it as a hiking folder as of now. Thank you.